got lucky for a while, but the rain has caught me. I'm in Marion, Illinois. About 3 hours to go. Stopping for dinner, stretch the legs, refuel, and reset the eyeballs for another couple hours of driving in the rain.
It's felt like a fever dream at times. Thousands of miles over hundreds of hours of driving and flying across North America through the peak of my busy work travel season.
Just rolled into Nashville around 9 o'clock on a Tuesday in February. This is my room. Let's get there. Get there. That one. That's it.
In the second week of January, I drove 9.5 hours from my driveway to Hanover, Ontario to speak at Grey Bruce Farmer Week. In the midst of a mild winter in the Midwest, it felt rather special to be welcomed to Canada with a burst of snow after I had finished my drive.
That's magical. First day in Canada. We got Canadian weather. The official precipitation type of Canada. This is nuts. It's like snowing now. I just was like, the weather's perfect, crystal clear. It's friggin' Canada. This is good weather, right? In January, Canada. It's beautiful. This is cool. This is stimulating weather. This is why getting to go on the road and travel, experience different weather, talk about different weather is so cool. Main Street in Hanover, Ontario, all for the love of weather. Just like that, it's stopping. Yeah, it's not stopping. It really let up though. Maybe it's a little snow burst. I'm literally gonna have to get back to my hotel and check the radar. I don't have self-service here. Woohoo! They love it. They're vibing. So yeah. We'll go back to the room, we'll get some sleep, be up early. I'm first on the agenda tomorrow morning.
My drive home paralleled Lake Huron, and I really wanted to find a view. I found all that and more in the little town of Goderich.
Figured since I was here and this drive pretty much paralleled the shore of Lake Huron, that we needed to check it out. So I don't know where I'm at. I just kind of drove through this little town to get to the beach. Found some giant ships. Did not even realize that was a ship I was parking by. I was like, what the hell is this big wall? Anyway, here's a snow pile. This is not sand, this is just snow they piled up here. And there's the lake. Not in the Midwest anymore. intimidating. Pushing the ice.
Back on the road the next week, in the opposite direction, south to Augusta, Georgia, where I'd be taking part in FEMA's Community Emergency Response Training with some colleagues from Nutrien to better prepare us to respond and deliver aid to our employees, their families, and communities after weather disasters.
So I'm in Augusta, Georgia at my hotel, that's the top of the building here. I've had some sneaky, crazy hotel luck the past few months because you walk out of my hotel, walk up some stairs, here's an amphitheater, place for some music, and here's the Savannah River. And what's funny is I'm in Georgia, that's South Carolina. So here you go, 2 states in one shot, the river right in the middle. Augusta, Georgia, Columbia, South Carolina. It's beautiful out here. It's like 65 degrees. I'm still wearing a light jacket just cause. But I'm gonna take a little walk. I'm gonna get dinner with some of my coworkers, colleagues that I'm here doing this emergency response training with at 6:30, but dang. Really lucking out with the travel the last few weeks. Some beautiful places and really ideal weather. So my current goal is to see, can I walk across this bridge to South Carolina? Because can't walk across the train bridge, but it feels very silly to be can't really throw a rock into South Carolina, but I can kind of throw a rock into South Carolina right now, and it'd be nice to just put my feet in it. I did the exact same thing when I was like 13, 14, 15 years old. I took a trip to Savannah and we drove up the road to South Carolina just to say we've been. So it's not that I need to check it off, but funny enough, it would be the second out of 2 times that I've been to South Carolina, and the whole purpose was just to step foot into it from Georgia. So anyway, let's see if this car bridge has a sidewalk pedestrian area. It just is a pedestrian bridge. Cities are getting smarter and smarter. It's not all about the automobile. So the hotel that I'm staying at, the Marriott or whatever, is that, God damn it. I don't do the green screen. That building right there. I do not have a river view for my room. I kind of have a river view. It's not a great one though. I've also been in my room for a total of 5 hours since I've been here. 3.5 hours of sleep, 30 minutes of getting ready today, 30 minutes of coming back and getting ready for this walk. The work travel, it's a lot of things. Relaxing isn't one. Although that's what I could be doing right now, but you sit in the car for 11.5 hours and then sleep a little and then sit in a chair for most of a day. Then when I'm told I've got some free time, Gotta use them. We're almost in South Carolina. I would say we're more into South Carolina. I feel like I gotta touch the land though. So you cross the bridge into South Carolina and you're welcomed by like this wonderful sterile landing spot with old pavement, roads that go in many ways, a distant highway. South Carolina immediately hitting with the vibes.
Back the other direction I went the following week, to Minot, North Dakota, where I'd be playing travel chicken with air travel and an impending winter storm in the Midwest when I'd be attempting to return home. As scheduled, I should have made it home hours before the snow began falling.
All right, switch cameras. The GoPro just told me battery low, powering off with 25% battery left. So consider me pissed and confused today. Both on batteries that die with 25% of a charge left and what? Look, I know I can't talk to anyone at Delta about this. I got that text. We're watching, our meteorology team is watching the storm. If Delta's meteorology team moved my flight that got in before the winter storm even started tonight, it'll look like this. Even without the snow on the ground, because it hasn't snowed in Indianapolis more than an inch all year. If they moved my flight from the calm before the storm into the literal heart of the winter storm, what in the world? So anyway, what I was saying before this died was luckily I talked to Sophie and she talked me down. I was just word diarrheaing at her through text how mad I was, and there's no rental cars. I was gonna try and take it into my own hands and drive from Minneapolis. No, I tried moving my flight from Minneapolis to other places, Chicago, Fort Wayne, wherever. That's an option, but also no rental cars. So it's like I can get myself wherever I want, but I can't drive home because I don't have a vehicle. That's why I don't effing fly. Love aviation, hate commercial flying. Straight up hate it. And people say, oh, you don't have that much control when you're driving. A lot more control than this. I'd be able to actually navigate a winter storm in a way that makes sense instead of being like, let's not leave tonight before it happens, let's leave in the middle of it. Damn. So anyway, I got a hotel room booked by the airport in Minneapolis. I'm gonna do this presentation here. And I'm gonna try and not rant through it. And we'll catch our flight out of Minot to Minneapolis and we'll just try and have a nice night about it. I think what's also pissing me off is like we're finally getting a snow back home. And what, am I gonna miss it? Best case, I'm gonna drive through the worst part of it tomorrow from Indianapolis to Champaign. So maybe I'll see it real good, but maybe I won't see it at all. And maybe I don't know when I'm gonna get home. I really don't. I have a hard time believing I'm gonna be landing in Indianapolis at 7 a.m. tomorrow. Real hard time believing that. And if that's the case, then maybe we'll wait until after the winter storm, which would maybe be like 2 days from now. We'll see. To be continued. Let's go talk. Just presented, and I'm now catching my cab to the airport 40 minutes before my flight from Minot to Minneapolis, the one that's not canceled boards, because apparently I hate myself and don't want to set myself up for any success. Hopefully I've got a ride here soon. My plane boards in 40 minutes. I do want to get to my Minneapolis hotel. Luckily, the Minot, North Dakota airport, it gets my vote, #1 easiest airport I've ever gotten in and out of. I got through security in like 90 seconds. And also, look at this chill vibe. We're doing manual boarding. Looks like their system's down. I'm gonna go be the last person on the plane, and I don't care. And then we're gonna have a nice evening in Minneapolis. We're gonna have a nice night. It's a little bit of home. Didn't think I'd get to see it at the game. Maybe get to the hotel in time for the second half. That'd be okay. All right, we made it to Minneapolis. I'm fine with this room. I'm gonna find like a king bed with a work area, couch, TV, Illini game now. Let's go, Illini! I was trying to tell if I'm like in the flight path, but I don't think that I am for like landing approaches. I think that's going on this way. There was a plane coming, there it is. But so there is another runway that approaches over this. Oh, okay.
Off the deflection, finds the ball, then finds the rim. And in transition, Illinois coming downhill. Coleman Hawkins dishing it off. Jay Neps, who has shot it much better in this building compared to on the road or neutral site games.
LFG! All right, the evening's looking up. We're gonna watch the Illini. We'll go home tomorrow. Waiting on my Buffalo Wild Wings to show up. The Illini game just ended. And in order to wait for a jet to take off here, I'll show you my room is right up here. And there's a runway that goes north-south this way. And they're taking off from north to south, coming right up in this area. There we go. So it is 3:46 a.m. I woke up before my alarm. I got an alert from Delta 20 minutes ago and my heart sank, but it was a gate change. So I guess we're doing this. Or at least they're gonna drag me to the airport before they change their mind about the snow in Indy. I'm gonna walk down and fill a cup up with coffee. And then we're gonna sit here, we're gonna fire off an update about the winter storm back in the Midwest. We're gonna send out our Canadian Prairie daily report. At 4:50, we're gonna head down for the shuttle to the airport. Anything we don't get done before 4:50, we'll just do at the airport and on our plane. There's a mini fridge right under where I set the camera. Wallet, phone in my hand, bag packed. chargers are in it. Clothes are in it. My car is in Indianapolis. I'm supposed to be down there at 4:55 for the shuttle. It's 4:54. Luckily, we just have a 1 minute or less elevator ride. We'll get coffee, we'll get on the shuttle, we'll get to the airport. See you there.
For the training C4, prospect leader 2, wheelchair for the training C4 please.
We got sugarful coffee. We got a breakfast sandwich. We got a glazed donut. I think that's all we need, aside from a plane that takes off and lands safely in the middle of a winter storm. We're boarding. Turns out it was like a flight crew hours situation, which I'm not involved in aviation. I'd like to think they could see that coming, but not mad. We're moving. We're boarding, and we'll see what awaits in Indianapolis. This is one empty flight. So we're back off the plane. Delta is just learning about the winter storm, it would appear. We had a maintenance issue that was not flyable, and then they were like okay, here, two-part story. First, as we're getting on the plane, the pilot comes on, he's like, hey, from the flight deck, welcome, blah, blah, blah. The weather in Indianapolis is pretty similar to what you see out the window here in Minneapolis. Got some light snow starting to fall. And I was like, boy, if that's not the wildest take on what's going on right now, I don't know what is. Then we start taxiing. They bring us to a stop and come back on, and the guy's like, we got a maintenance issue. Unfortunately, we can't fly with it. And the weather forecast, or the snow has become much heavier in Indianapolis than was forecast. And that's when I'm like, Delta, is your meteorology team a myth? Or do you just need new meteorologists? Because this winter storm in Indianapolis has been obvious for 4 or 5 days, and I could have told you yesterday afternoon when I lost my shit about the flight being moved to 7 a.m. I was like, there's no way we can land in Indianapolis at 8 or 9 in the morning. What is this? So we sat there on the plane for about an hour while they're giving us updates, and then he comes back on and he's like, yeah, we're consulting our team of meteorologists. We'll let you know what's going on. And you know, in movies when someone has like a medical emergency and people are like, is anyone a doctor? I've just never wanted to yell out, I'm a meteorologist, I can help, so badly. But I would have nothing but bad news. Like, look at the radar. I'll put it like right here. No one's landing in Indianapolis. And so I've been tweeting, and someone just sent me a photo from Indianapolis. They're like, I'm in India trying to depart. And it's just a total whiteout. So I'm not even mad, because, like, duh, I knew that was going to happen. They've moved our departure from the original 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Again, I'm not even mad. I am hungry. I'm getting lunch already. I've been up since 3 a.m., so going on like 5 hours of sleep, five hours of awake. So it's definitely like second meal time. I was not feeling the breakfast I got. I rarely am hungry first thing in the morning. So I've got a sandwich. I've got a Coke to combine with my iced coffee with cream and sugar to send me to the moon. We'll have a nice little sugar crash this afternoon and, you know, get cranky probably. Hopefully we'll be on our way home by then. But otherwise, I'm just not gonna get mad about it. I knew we weren't gonna depart this morning. The only thing I wish is I would have just stayed at my hotel. I would have slept in. I would still be laying in bed watching TV and not just like hanging out at the airport. But found a little spot. We can do some plane watching at the United. It's like Delta and United. So yeah, we'll watch some planes. We'll eat a sandwich and we'll revisit things around 9:30 or 10. We did it. We're in Indianapolis. We are looking for my car. I think I see it. It is slushy. That's about it. That's not my car. That's my car. Yes! Let's get the hell out of here. Oh no, can we drive over this? Ah, we're blocked in. We're not. All right, where's my keys?
From Indianapolis to Champaign, the interstate was wet but drivable. If you watched this far, I appreciate it. On this trip, my GoPro decided to glitch and reformatted my memory card, deleting most of the work travel vlogging I'd done with it in recent weeks. That sort of nuked my motivation to put anything like this together, recapping my busy work travel season before we get into the busy spring storm season. Consider this my last content dump before this channel and my brain go full speed ahead into storm observation mode.